Hi there, this is Pavneet from codingwithempathy.com. Today I'm going to speak about a comment I've received on the blog and some of my thoughts around this comment. The blog post which is in question here is called Open Letter to That Lone Team Player. Just to give a quick summary of what the blog post is about. Basically, this is a letter to an individual that fails to integrate within a team they've become part of. At the very end, what happens is the team decides to let this person go. So, given this context, this is a comment. Alexia writes, I believe this type of approach gives excuses for too many. I observed many times that normal programming language constructs are called things we are not familiar with and technologies we aren't fluent in. The exact point where caring about codebase goes to resistance to change, unwillingness to learn, and pure rant lurking behind these words. The bug fix that went to production and broke the system for everyone means not enough testing. Badmouth usually means that the code quality is low and there's no sign of improvement, and even willingness to admit that it is not well written and needs some refactoring. Even worse at times when the new code is being written by people that have senior in their title, but the only thing senior about them is their age. And using constructs in the code like if something is false, return true, else false. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure you have to fight with yourself when going from being a good developer to somewhere where you have to manage people and you have to do it a certain way. As the result, the mediocre and low quality becomes a de facto standard, and everyone seems to be happy to pay a few thousand crowns to buy a piece of software that crashes on install. So what Alexi is saying with this comment is, from my understanding, right, is as an individual entering a team, you find resistance in that team because they are comfortable, they're secure, and they know what they know. The code base could probably be old, right? It's probably something which is in production, delivering value based on the constraints it has, and probably hitting some limitations, right? It could be performance, it could be scale somehow in some way, it could be features not being implemented in time. So my understanding here is basically a team of developers who have seniority in the organization, but not as developers the way in regards to skill set. So they don't use proper coding constructs. They don't know the idioms of the language, and they may not even have fundamentals in place. But they know enough to have brought this product to the place it is and keep it running. So I understand. Well, this is something I think many people face. It's something I faced. It's something I think you're bound to face at some time in your career. The question is, what do you do? And this is so individual. It depends on the team, it depends on the organization, it depends on the culture of that team. Now, with the underlying premise that they've hired a new developer, which is you, and they want you to come on board, means they need help. They're opening up their arms and saying, we need someone on board that can help us. This means you are in a position to reach out, speak to the team, speak to individuals on the team, and address address your concerns, raise your concerns, and bring them forth. But it's really important to do this in a non-judgmental way, because given the context of many years on this code base and a set way of doing things, there will be resistance to change. This is natural. This isn't something to be agitated or put off by, at least not to begin with, because it's natural. This is human nature. So what you need to do is raise these issues, but do it slowly, do it gently. Raise issues where you see, practical things, documented things. Raise things in the code, right? Show code metrics, right? Maybe they'll probably never run code metrics. So bring in a tool, run code metrics, present this. Run it over time. See how metrics have changed up to this point. And be opening and welcoming. I mean, because basically show empathy. Show empathy for where these people are in their career, where they've been, and look at it from their point of view. This guy is coming in. Yes, he's senior. Yes, he knows his stuff, but he's not communicating well with us. He's not telling us, he's not asking us to look at things differently. He's telling us our code is crap. And telling anyone the code is crap without building a trust relationship is bound to end in some kind of conflict. So you have a choice. If you are entering this team and the developers don't meet your standards, they're not a team of developers you want to work with based on their skill level, then if you can, back away. Back away then and there. Because at that point, you're not willing to accept them the way they are, back off. Look for someone else. If you are willing to accept them for what they are, if the product excites you or the potential excites you, then endure, right? Accept the way the code base is, accept the way the people are. Because at that point is where you can start to build trust. And building trust means you can start to have communication. And the only way to prove yourself is by showing. Show what you believe in. So this part of the code is crap, or maybe everything's crap, but take one part of the code and improve it, and then compare it. Take a module separately and put it on the side and rewrite that. The point is, you can't convince people. They have to see it and experience it for themselves. But you need to do it slowly. You can't just come running on and saying, "Hello, this is the new way of doing things. Okay, thanks. Everything you know is forgotten. Right, bye-bye." You're not going to get support. People will become defensive. They're going to think, "I've been working for so many years. What will management think when this new guy comes in and says I'm not good enough?" Right? You need to bring these people aboard, and you need to play a bit of politics here, right? This is tough. This is saying you're willing to do things in a way you don't enjoy or want to yourself, but you're willing to do it for a time to bring people aboard, and then you can improve together. So that's my number one tip. Introduce your changes, introduce your way of thinking in a non-judgmental way. If this doesn't work, continue doing this, but also present metrics, your way of thinking, to management. Because I'm guessing there may be one person, or maybe two, that are standing in your way, and the rest of the team are actually on your side. So, and then present, right? Present your findings to management. Show them the value, show them the business value, right, of having a modern code base, or show them how unmaintainable the approach is, the current approach is. Again, it's back to what's important to you. Is this important enough for you to fight? Then fight. But fight for quality code without judging the people delivering the code. Because if you do that, you can actually, if you accept them and you bring them aboard with you, you'll get the whole team along. Maybe 1 or 2 people will drop off, but they're probably worth dropping off anyway. Again, this is extremely person dependent. It depends on the team, depends on the management, depends on the organization, depends on everything, right? And it depends on your patience and how willing you are to fight for what you think is right. All right. I hope you guys found some value in this. I found value in trying to dig into this comment. All right, Lexi, thank you so much for your comment, and thank you so much for bringing up this side of the discussion. I think many developers will struggle with this during their career, and it's valuable to have a discussion around this. So I want to hear about what you guys have experienced. I want to hear about how your experiences have been when entering a team which hasn't been willing to change, probably with old skill sets, or how you've been on the other side, how you've been on a team which hasn't been willing to change, and this new rock star ninja developer comes in and says everything you're doing is wrong, right? So leave a comment, give me feedback. I thrive on feedback, right? So like, subscribe, and share. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. All right, thanks guys, bye-bye.